classic overhead valve American V8. It's a high torque engine, but you've got to give it enough air if you want it to perform. This is Kimball Midwest's high torque half-inch pneumatic impact gun. Lightweight composite housing, ergonomic design, and best of all, 1,000 foot-pounds of maximum torque on tap. Like this V8, if you don't get enough air to this tool, it's not going to perform. To maximize airflow and torque, start with high-flow couplers and plugs, paired with a short, large diameter hose. Second, you'll want to check the dynamic pressure at the tool. Looking at the manual that came with the tool, to get the maximum torque out of this impact gun requires 90 psi dynamic air pressure at the tool. By dynamic pressure, I mean the amount of air pressure while the trigger is pulled. This has to be measured at the tool. You may have inline air accessories, a long hose and reel, or other airway restrictions that make measuring air pressure at the compressor useless. I made this tool myself using an air pressure gauge, a pipe tee, and a coupler and plug. Took me less than 2 minutes to make. This allows me to measure the air pressure at the tool. This will let me get the most out of every air tool I own. You don't need to leave this on your airline all the time, just while you're setting your dynamic pressure. Once you've established that number, you can put the gauge back in the toolbox. We know our high torque half-inch gun needs 90 psi dynamic pressure. Pull the trigger and adjust your air pressure till you have 90 psi at the tool. Yeah, it's that easy. In this side-by-side comparison, you can see how optimizing airflow to your gun makes a dramatic difference to your air tool's performance. We've set our dynamic air pressure, so let's talk about a few other things that will allow you to get the best performance from your pneumatic tools. Keep your air tool lubricated. It keeps rust away and allows the parts to move freely. I place a few drops of air tool oil in the air inlet when I'm done with the tool. Cycle the gun a few times to circulate the oil and wipe away the excess. Next thing to consider is an inline air filter. I use one to keep gunk and water from getting into my air tools and jamming up the works. If you want to go one step further, you can use an inline lubricator. This can be a real time saver if you swap tools all day and don't want to stop and lubricate your tools by hand. Finally, after extended use, you'll want to do some maintenance. Clean and lubricate the air motor and vanes. Clean out the old grease from around the anvil and hammer, and pack in new grease. Every part we're servicing is a wear item. If you see excessive wear, Kimball Midwest offers various rebuild kits for the pneumatic tools we sell. To get the most out of your Kimball Midwest half-inch high torque impact gun, use high-flow couplers with a short, large diameter hose, adjust the dynamic air pressure to 90 psi, oil your tool, install an inline air filter, and finally, re-grease and rebuild your tool as needed. If you have any questions regarding getting the most out of your pneumatic tools, feel free to contact your Kimball Midwest account representative.